Everything has a limit, including sorrow. You find these Brodsky lines very hard to believe if you ever happen to go somewhere deep in Russia at the end of March. I happened to spend a week in Suzdal, an old tiny town in the Vladimir region, 4 hours away from Moscow. There is no railroad, so the last time there was a big party here was the 1300s. And it's extremely beautiful. For a town of more or less 10 streets, it has more than 30 churches, and because it's hilly, you can spot some tiny, nice-looking onion cap from almost anywhere. The town has literally died here, but instead of resisting, the people who live here seem to take very good care of the dead man. The cafes on the main street seem to have a very strong affection for pre-revolutionary spelling. The menus everywhere burst with "a la mujik," peasant style, and "a la kupets," merchant style options. The hotels want to look like mansions or classical izbas. It feels like some people are trying to sell you some old Russian nostalgia, but some are actually attached to the dead man. They dress him in a fancy suit, move him around, and sometimes it even looks like he's alive. I won't forget about how the woman at our hotel's reception talked about the breakfast they serve. That's the one for the tsars. There's anything you can wish for, like eggs or oatmeal, even pancakes. However, the nostalgic feeling about all Russian being lost forever is not the feeling I want to talk about. I was enjoying my tsar breakfast on an enormous khaklama painted table, extremely yellow and shining, reading Zadie Smith's essays on soulfulness. That's the word she uses when she talks about their eyes were watching God. To be soulful, she says, is to fall in line with the feeling, to go where it takes you and not to go against its grain. So I decided to do so, to search for the feeling, and I found nothing. More to say, I found that nothing was the thing you can experience the most if you happen to find yourself in a Russian small town on the last weekend of March. First, there was absolute loneliness. No matter where you go, you have a feeling that you're the last person on Earth who somehow survived some nuclear war that ironically only Suzdal survived. You feel that way because you see some stuff around you, like cigarette butts, firework shells, dog feet prints on the old crusty snow. Locals don't go out in this bad weather at night, or maybe they just don't go out at all. Second of all, it's monochrome. There is a classic Superior Wharf example written to death how Eskimo people have all these words for snow in different shades of white. The pure existence of Suzdal and its inhabitants, however, seriously question linguistic relativity, because surprisingly Russian people haven't developed so many words for so many shades of grey. Grey like a March limbo sky. It looks like it's about to rain, but it never does. Grey like one of those 5-story standardized block buildings built during Khrushchev's times. Gentle white to grey of a lime church wall. Grey like this March snow that seems so crusty and tough, and it's so hard to believe it could disappear. It's cold also, not cold as Russian winter with its bold, refreshing, keeping you in shape cold. This is different. It's technically warmer, but more desperate because you're also ready for the winter to be over. But all you can do is grab your ankles and wait. But most importantly, it's very broad. That's the thing about Russia in general. It has these big spaces of nothingness. As we're going on the bus from Suzdal to Vladimir, all I could see were these grey fields. On your left, on your right, wherever you look, there is a long great white stripe that at some point becomes the limbo sky. And it's so much bigger than you, than the bus, than the town, and who knows, maybe the whole world itself. At least it feels like it. The most amazing discovery and the greatest benefit of experiencing some soulful nothing is how filling the complete emptiness can be. I was so filled with nothing in this bus, it seemed it could just start spluttering out of my eyes and ears, as if I were a sad clown. I often think that to embody something really deeply we need a lot of drama going on. But it seems that sometimes there's no need to add anything actually. If you take everything out, that's where it really starts.